You talk openly.
I do, Mike, very much so. And I really kind of anchor it back into our faith and where we have to really stand firm right now. Because I think that what we're seeing here is we're seeing basically a bifurcated world. We're seeing one side of the world that has taken this dark walk and this alliance and allegiance to a state that has nothing but their ill intentions in mind. And we have another part of our world that's holding firm and really anchoring deeper in faith that we have to have in order to get through this. But I am very open about the fact that we're going to be facing a very big crisis here coming up. And as I will say it, barring a God intervention level event, we're going to see a mass drop of society. Depending on what statistics you read, I talked to Attorney Tom Renz yesterday, and to try to quote him as accurately as possible. From the research that they have done, they have not been able to validate that there are more than 30% of the people inoculated in this country, injected. However, to understand what that means is, I have brought this up before, that's an easy, maybe that percentage sounds small. You're still talking about, that's 100 million people.
Yes, it is.
100 million people, right? So when we start to look at those projections of populations that have been out there, that were out there long before COVID, and you see that the U.S. population was marked to drop from 330 to 220 million people, isn't that interesting where we are? Because that wave is very possible. And if you talk to any of the doctors that are involved in the true research, not the propagandists working for the CDC, they're going to tell you that at the very best, they have 10 years left. But almost everybody is going to be gone within 1 to 3 years. It's just, it's not avoidable.
So you've done interviews with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, who I've celebrated publicly as, I think, I've called her the person of the year.
Yes.
For 2021. I mean, she is extraordinary. If anyone deserves a legitimate, presidential medal of freedom, it's her.
Absolutely.
She has been on top of this antibody-dependent enhancement and also the negative physiological effects of the antigens themselves and the antibodies generated in response. I mean, her mind is amazing. If you could translate what she has told you into what you were just talking about, the context of percentage of people who are going to die, where do you think the most accurate answer is found in what's going to happen? How many Americans are going to die from this potentially?
Well, I think that realistically, and I'm hold to a number of about 100 million. I don't think that's unrealistic at this point in time. And I think it's going to be a significant wave that what they're going to do, and they're already setting the conditions for it in their narrative, is that they're going to blame the people that are unvaxxed. They're already using this Delta nonsense, this Delta variant nonsense, to cover the deaths that are happening because of the injection. So Tom Renz came out a couple weeks ago with his research that stated that they had come up with 45,000 people that had died over a 3-day period. Imagine that. This is going completely buried. And of course, we have the VAERS data, which is showing right now, and we're over 12,000 deaths on VAERS. And yet that's been proven by a Harvard study that that's only 1% of the reporting deaths. So when you start putting that in real context, that means if we're going to talk real numbers, we're probably upwards of 120,000, if not higher. I mean, we could be very much in the millions of people.
Yeah, let me add in, Scott. I mean, I have credible sources who've informed me that they work in the data entry databases that feed into VAERS, and they have firsthand seen deletion slowing down. They are reportedly a couple of months behind in entering some of the reports in certain subsets of the database, and they're just blatantly deleting. There was one day the CDC just deleted 6,000 deaths from that database. So realistically, as you were saying, that even the VAERS database should probably be more like 25,000 deaths, which could translate into millions dead already.
Correct. I don't think there's any doubt that it might be.
This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 8. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 24. Therefore thus saith the Lord power of hosts, O my people that dwelleth in Zion, be not afraid of the Assyrians. He shall smite thee with a rod, and shall lift up his staff against thee after the manner of Egypt. For yet a little while, and the indignation shall cease, and my anger in their destruction. And the Lord of hosts shall stir up a scourge of him according to the slaughter of Midian at the rock of Oreb, and as his rod was upon the sea, so shall he lift up after the manner of Egypt. Shalom to you, brothers. All praise and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Stay strong. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We almost out of here. The devil is making moves, but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is making moves on our behalves. Trust on the Lord. Shalom Akim.